You guys, if you love a blacked out car, then you might also be a pretty big fan of my outfit.
But more importantly, you're gonna love the X-Line exterior package on the Kia Seltos.
So in today's live walkthrough, Charlotte and I are going to do a full in-depth walkthrough of everything there is to know about the 2025 Kia Seltos in the X-Line trim level. And Charlotte, this is an interesting trim because what does it really add?
This one, it's all about the exterior appearance, and a lot of it is really the chrome deletion.
Yes.
And we see a lot more blacked out elements. So we want to know if you guys think that this appearance package is going to be worth it, and if this is a vehicle that you would consider, especially over the SX.
So should we get into it, Char?
Let's go.
Okay, so I will start right off the bat by saying tech-wise, there's no real upgrades that you'll get on the X-Line trim. It is simply just an appearance package like Charlotte and I mentioned earlier. So the things that will change will be your Kia emblems. You'll notice, or maybe you won't, because it's completely blended into our Fusion black paint or Ebony black paint on the Kia Seltos. Nice flat finish. It has a nice stamped in look as well too, so it seemingly is placed into the front end itself. Your actual grille is also going to be blacked out, and that's not something that is necessarily only on the X-Line trim. We do see that on the lesser trims. But you'll notice that the surrounding housing is no longer bright chrome. It's a nice dark gunmetal finish and really just darkens the entire appearance of the vehicle.
I will say with the lights on, it is reading a little bit brighter.
Yeah.
It's definitely a lot darker when the lights are off or in natural lighting.
Yeah, in person or outside, this definitely has a much darker appearance, just like what Charlotte said. But if you are in sunlight or artificial light like we have here today, it's nice to see a little bit of contrast thanks to the fact that it does have some shine. On top of that, we do also have our very, very bright daytime running lights. They're LEDs that expand inwards towards the grille, and then your main headlamp unit. Just gonna get out of the way a little bit. Squeaky. You can see the main headlamp is again a full LED, and you do have great tech functions like automatic high beam assist integrated into the headlamp. On top of that, you'll get vertically stacked LED fog lamps, extremely bright and very nice to have on an SUV, Kia Seltos that is. A couple of the things you're going to get on this trim level that don't necessarily start on this trim, we will see it on the lesser trims, but is carried over, will be our radar plate up at the very front. So this rectangular piece in the grille is actually going to be a safety monitor. If you do have your vehicle on your cruise control, it's a smart cruise, which means it'll set the following distance based off whatever speed you set, of course, and the distance you would like to follow. There are 4 different presets within the vehicle that you can cycle through on the steering wheel, changing how closely your vehicle will respond to the vehicle ahead of you. If they hit stop or stop and go traffic, so will your vehicle. It'll come down to a complete halt and then right back up to speed again. You can also change things like the acceleration timing just so it feels a little bit more like you and less computer-based. All right, let's pop the hood and talk powertrain because the X-Line trim level does have the turbocharged powertrain option.
Woohoo!
There's only 2 options on the Kia Seltos that have this powertrain. So if you do need a turbo and you do like the more aggressive styling of the blacked out package, this might be the Seltos for you. So 1.6 liter turbocharged inline 4, you'll get 195 horsepower with 195 pound-feet of torque. This vehicle also does great on the highway in terms of fuel efficiency. So it's rated at 8.6 liters per 100 kilometers on the highway. The average for the city, I believe, is 9.1, could be 9.2. I will double check that for you guys, but still very, very efficient. All right, let's talk transmission. So in the past, the turbocharged models of the Kia Seltos had a 7-speed dual clutch transmission with paddle shifters. That's no longer the case. We now have a regular 8-speed automatic, so it's smooth. It's much more smooth in its shifting, has a regular torque converter. You don't have to worry about some of the backsides or downsides of a dual clutch, so you'll just more so appreciate this, especially if you are someone who does a lot of stop and go traffic driving. 4 wheels, these are exclusive to the X-Line trim level. They're 18-inch alloys, completely blacked out with even the center caps matching. Nice Kumo tire, it's an all-season tire. And on the topic of all-season, let's talk all-wheel drive. Now this vehicle has our front-wheel drive biased all-wheel drive system, which will incorporate a bit more power to the rear if the vehicle deems necessary. But it's great to have the front-wheel drive bias because if it's a regular day with good conditions, you don't need to be wasting the extra gas that all-wheel drive requires. However, if you choose to lock your differential, this vehicle does have an actual button that allows you to do a 50-50 torque split on command. So great to have that option. For your mirrors, body color, or black on the bottom. And then we do have a turn signal indicator on the side, as well as blind spot detection. So that'll, of course, illuminate that little icon in your mirror when there is a vehicle in your blind spot. But it will also provide you with some audible alerts inside the cabin and some maneuvers as well, too. So if you go to indicate a lane change, there's a car in your blind spot, and you still try to get over, the car can revert you to your originating lane. So it's pretty smart. You get digital key to touch on this trim level as well, allowing you to unlock, start, and drive your vehicle from your phone. Or you can just use the proximity function with your actual physical key. That way you can just have it on you, walk up to your door, grab the handle, and the car will unlock or lock based off what you had it as before. Up at the top, you get these nice raised roof rails. This is an X-Line exclusive, so top trim level only. Nice to have. Looks pretty rugged, I guess. So it is just pretty much appearance-based, but you can, of course, utilize them if you are using any type of rooftop storage. The one thing they didn't black out on this vehicle accent-wise is this little pillar flare. So it is just a traditional chrome like the rest of the Kia Seltos is, and that's really the only bit of regular chrome that we see on this car. Coming along to the back end though, things get dark again. So we have our full LED tail lamps that extend across the back end here, and then our Kia emblem also integrated within. Now you'll notice this has a nice dark finish. We got our rear wiper right up at the very top, and our high-mounted brake lamp integrated into the spoiler. For 2024, Kia Seltos got a couple changes and a couple more tech upgrades, and one of them is actually more so comfort-based, and that is the inclusion of a smart power liftgate. So you can set the heights, you can have it open all the way like this, or move it to your preferred height setting. You can also unlock it from your key fob or from the driver's area. Just super convenient to have, and it makes sense on an SUV of the size. Comes with an integrated cargo cover as well, so you can remove this if you're not a fan of it, but it is nice to have, and of course it's standard with the car, so why not? Underneath the floorboard, you do get a temporary spare tire. It's a compact spare, and you'll notice we have a very good amount of space all around it. So whatever you need, washer fluid, snow brushes, whatever kind of stuff you want to have in your car, but not necessarily taking up cargo room, can all be tucked away underneath there. Now for your rear seats, they are folded up, and we do have plastic on them right now. You guys, we just got this car. They can fold down, and they go completely flat as well. If you do need to knock them down, if you got long arms like me, you can probably reach over and pull the tab from the cargo area. If not, it might make more sense for you to go to the rear doors and fold them down individually. But they do go in a 60-40 split, so you can reconfigure it based off whatever you're putting back there.
There's just a question asking for the cargo space in liters for the trunk. It's 752.
Ooh. Now coming along to the fuel door, it's a 50-liter tank for the Kia Seltos, and even though this is a turbocharged engine, it does not require premium fuel, so regular unleaded gasoline is just fine. Like I said earlier, 8.6 liters per 100 kilometers on the highway. It will do a little bit worse in the city, like most cars, but depending on how you drive, I do find this vehicle to be fairly forgiving and efficient. The turbocharged engine that's in this car isn't necessarily a performance car turbo. It does add extra horsepower and a little more torque than the naturally aspirated option, but it's not turning this vehicle into a sports car or supercar. So it's very much still an efficiency turbo, and depending on how you drive, you can see the numbers do a whole lot better for you. Now I think it's time Charlotte takes you guys on a tour of the inside, where there's a lot of tech, a lot of comfort, and a lot of rugged appeal.
Whoa. All right, so before we take a look on the inside, I just want to remind you guys that these videos are done completely live, which means we get to interact with you guys in the live chat. So if you have questions, feel free to put them in there, but it is great to see some of our regulars on today. I see MG, I see DT UK, Jack Reacher, Christian's on today. We got a lot of people in the chat. We got Eduardo on today as well, so it's great to see all of you guys today.
It's been a while since we've seen Eduardo.
All right, so you're probably wondering, the same as the outside, you know, what tech gets added on with this top trim? Well, to keep it short and sweet, nothing. So if you really, really love all of the tech of the SX and you're like, man, it can't get any better than this, you're right, and Kia agrees with you. So on the inside, we will take a quick look at everything that we have to offer. And again, if you've got questions, put them in the live chat and we'll answer them at the end of the video for you. Starting off with what we see on the driver's side door, you will notice the fact that we have a Bose premium sound system. So we even have 2 speakers right here, knowing that we're upping our speakerage, our amount of speakers in this vehicle. One of my favorite features that we're also going to have is going to be the inclusion of memory seats, which you can save 2 per user profile, which is fantastic, especially if you are a multi-driver household.
Sorry, I'm just going to interrupt you to say Ryan said, what am I, chopped liver?
Ryan's always here. We love him.
Ryan, we know you're here.
Ryan, everybody knows you're here. All right. Mirrors are going to be electronically controlled. And then for your driver's window, you have one touch with optical detection and regular automatic windows for everybody else. I love the design aspects of the Seltos because we still have a mix of piano black, some soft touch leather, and then even our speakers have some really fun detailing on them too. The other great thing about the Seltos is, let me get out to demonstrate this for you, the ease of entry. The ride height is incredibly comfortable. You get a smaller vehicle, but still all of the visibility and capabilities of a full-size SUV, which we're not seeing as much anymore in these smaller vehicles. So fantastic, comfortable for mobility concerns, comfortable for your 20-week pregnant girls. It's me. And then speaking of comfort, you're still going to have that nice powered driver's seat. So you're able to bring it forward, adjust the height, adjust your backrest, and also to a lumbar support to really hold you in place. Very, very comfortable, and all of that can be saved by way of memory seats. Woohoo! On this side, I'll just point out we have the fact that we have our brightness adjuster. We've got our heads-up display. Let me actually raise that up and put the vehicle into accessory mode. So this is going to be a glass pane where it's going to be projected on it, so you guys can actually see it rising. And it's going to project on relevant driving info like your current speed. It's going to read the speed of the road. Ooh, I love that. That was so good. We're really great at cinematography. So there you can see it. It might be a little blurry just because of the camera quality, simply because of the camera. On over here as well, you're going to have your traction control and your tailgate release. So if you want to open it up from the inside, you certainly can. All right, you want to come around? Sure.
All right, let's work our way over. Charlotte's got the hazard lights on so you can see your indicators. That'll, of course, also translate to your mirrors, side mirrors, with an LED repeater. I might just show the back as well. So tail lamps, now that they're on, full LEDs, and then there are your marker lights, indicator lights. Charlotte, can you hit the brakes? And high-mounted stop lamp. Perfect. Okay, now we'll go inside.
You got a pretty comfy seat, eh?
I have a pretty awesome seat. So not memory seats, power passenger seat also at the front. You got your height adjustment and your backrest adjustment too.
So nice seeing height adjustable for a passenger seat. The only thing that this is missing that the driver's has is going to be that lumbar support. The material of the seats themselves, they are Safino leatherette, so synthetic leather. They have a nice little honeycombing insert on them too, which I think looks great. And these are heated and ventilated. So comfortable for any temperature. And today, like this season in Canada, it's fake spring, it's second winter, whatever you want to call it. You're going to need both usually in one day. All right, directly ahead of me, you'll notice we have our steering wheel. It is D-shaped, which we get in the SX. A little bit of perforated leather too for some sportier appeal. And right in the center, we have a 10.25-inch screen. So on your steering wheel as well, you'll notice that we have a split between our driving and our media control. So from here, you can enable things like your highway drive assist, which Gabby spoke about, and also adjust it with a touch of the button and the toggles. Media controls are going to be over here, including your virtual assistant and various media modes. But I want to turn your attention back to the fact that we have this notes icon because this is going to be used in conjunction with this screen. So notice that the full thing is digital, which I really, really like. And from here, you're able to go and see your drive info, so how the vehicle responds, a digital speedometer as well, your turn-by-turn navigation if you are using Kia's integrated navigation, your power distribution for the all-wheel drive, and also tire pressure. So lots that you can see, but we're still keeping with that very traditional look of the analog, yet digitized, speedometer and tachometer. Now, this is one of two 10.25-inch screens, so our second one is going to be our media screen. So over here, you can see all of your controls. One thing I love about the Seltos is that it's very much what you see is what you get, and everything is very easy to understand. So sad mood lamp, if I go and click into that, you better believe it's going to be some nice ambient lighting for me. I'll close that up. So right now I can set it to a peaceful, turn that off. I can set it to a nice glow, or I can simply put it to a color theme as well. And the fun thing is that this will actually pulse to the beat of your music when you have Music Plus enabled. So this really is a party car.
Oh, how funky.
This is a great car to drive when you're leaving a concert because usually it's a buzzkill on the way home because you're like, oh my goodness, I just had so much fun listening to all my favorite music. And then you get in the car and you're like, this keeps the party going, babe. It's like the concert never left. DJ Major Lazer is here.
We've got concert at home.
Yeah, exactly. For your phone projection, because this is a bigger screen, you are going to need a cable for Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, so keep that in mind with this vehicle. But you can also control things like your climate, but of course we do have designated HVAC buttons too. Then if you want to go and adjust any of those driving features or safety features, here's going to be the place to do it as well, along with the location of your heads-up display.
Ooh.
It's got wiper blades. And they work.
Yeah, they do work. A lighting stock and a wiper stock is obviously going to be integrated into your steering wheel or just behind it.
Underrated
there
thing
they are.
though, so when you touch the light stock or the wiper stock, it actually tells you what you just changed. And like if you change the actual light sequence.
I was like, what do you want me to do?
There you go.
There you go.
Which again, if you're not familiar with this car, it's just nice to know what you just did.
Absolutely. And it's nice that everything is kept in the driver's line of sight too, like
Mhm.
literally right in front of you too. So you never have to be looking around. You can focus entirely on what is ahead of you and your safe driving. Down below, here's going to be those designated HVAC controls. So you can see you can adjust your fan speed, fan direction as well, your recirculated air, air conditioning, and the intensity of the fan, with real media controls located down below as well. So map and navigation would be here, a favorites button, and then you still have a real tune knob and volume knob. So great source of buttons here. This is not overcomplicated. This is very easy to use, which just adds to the overall comfort and convenience that I really think the Kia Seltos is all about. Down below, wireless phone charger. And then for charging or data connectivity, you have a USB port, a USB-C for charging, and a 12-volt as well. Gabby talked about the all-wheel drive system that this vehicle has. Did you touch on terrain modes a little bit? Or drive modes, my apologies?
No.
Okay, great. So you'll notice that we have 3 different drive modes, so normal, sport, and smart. And each of these are going to change up how the powertrain is going to respond. So if you need a little bit more of a sportier response, put it in sport mode. It may harm your fuel economy a little bit on the negative side, of course. But basically, it's going to give you that little extra feeling that you might want, especially if you're merging on the highway. It's nice to put it into sport mode just to get that extra little bit out of it. You also have things like smart mode, which is going to be a combination of normal and sport. So depending on how you're driving, if you are trying to merge on the highway while in smart mode, it may temporarily put you into something like sport mode, just to, again, help you get the most out of your vehicle and ultimately the smoothest driving experience possible. Real gear shift, which I like. Your heated and ventilated seats for the driver and same thing for the passenger. You're going to have your rear view camera. Your vehicle is just in accessory mode. This will, of course, come up as the vehicle is put into reverse as well. And then you do have a top-down viewpoint if you are using something like an accessory hitch. Here in Canada, the Seltos is not rated for towing, so do keep that in mind. Your heated steering wheel button, downhill braking assist, and then here's going to be that all-wheel drive lock, which Gabby mentioned. Press that down and it's going to give you that 50-50 torque split, but keep in mind that is only going to be for lower speeds. You don't really need to use it on the highway. This is more if you're getting yourself into mud, some deeper snow. It's going to help get you the most even traction as possible. Cup holders, electronic parking brake, and also your auto hold, which is what's going to keep the vehicle at a full and complete stop when you're driving. When you bring it to a stop, you can actually take your foot off the brake and it will still hold you there. I'll show you guys the key as well, slim profile, and you have integrated remote start on this vehicle too. Now, if you don't want to use the fob integrated remote start, you do have Kia Connect in this vehicle too, which is Kia's telematics system. So you can use that for cabin preconditioning, location services, all of that good stuff. Good look at the glove box. We also have a sunroof, LED interior lighting. 18 minutes. Okay. Let's take a look at the back seat. Back seat has a great amount of space. Hey. Some amenities that this vehicle has that I like back here is the 2 main seats are going to be heated. There really is a nice amount of space back here, which I love. I love the fact that we have rear vents as well. We have USB-Cs too. So you can see all of that right there in the center and a little convenience pocket too. And then this will drop down. Adjustable armrest with your cup holders. So this is going to be a great look at the Seltos for the back seat. Even the middle seat is going to be quite wide. Almost the same width as what we see for our 2 main seats. So no matter where you're sitting, you're going to have a nice and comfortable configuration. Ooh. Okay. I'm done.
Ryan said, personal opinion, but I'm not a fan of the turn signals being in the bumper. If it had not been for the mirror marker lights, I would have not known the person next to me wanted to move over. Yeah, so on the Seltos, it doesn't really apply because we have a pretty even like middle ground for our indicator lights. But a lot of cars will have them lower, which is, yeah, it depends. 'Cause depending on where they're placed and what car we're talking about, sometimes you can't see it even if you're at a pretty good distance away. Other times, maybe you just can't see it because you're tailgating. But I'm happy just about every car now will have some sort of mirror indicator.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's answer some questions.
Definitely.
Okay.
Okay. I
feel like I should probably stand over here. That way they can see the vehicle. Or is that weird?
We're so far away from the camera.
I know, I can't see. Adele just sent us a super chat today. He said, Tim's is
Adele.
on me. Adele, thank you so much. And it's great to see you on. I didn't see you on earlier, which is why I couldn't shout you out then, but now I can.
Yes. Chris said, pretty good spacing in the back. Seltos is a bit on the smaller side, but good interior space. Yeah, so this is our smallest all-wheel drive SUV in the Kia lineup, and you still get a really good amount of space.
Yeah, sometimes it's not about, sometimes it's all about what you can do with that space, you know? And I think that this is great, especially just the width of the middle seat. Huge bonus. Okay, we're just going through and looking at questions. So if you guys have questions, feel free to go and give them now. Just a couple other people who are on. I saw that Ian is on. Sorry, you're going to go?
Christian asked air freshener recommendations. Personal, and this might be red flag.
Oh my goodness, I know what you're going to say.
I love black ice. It's my favorite. Which is kind of gross because it smells like bad cologne. But it's also kind of, I don't know, it's comforting. I like it. I like it after it's like not as strong.
Marinated.
Yeah. Getting into my Optima, my second car was the worst because if I don't know, if I didn't drive for like 2 or 3 days, my car was sitting in the sun, you'd get into that and it felt like someone just like a can of Axe.
Like Axe
someone just
bombed it?
exploded in there.
But, I saw a question ask about airbags. It has 6 airbags in it. Is the car tinted? So the second row, they're always privacy tinted, but then you can, the front and the windscreen, everything like that is going to be untinted, which you can tint.
Not much to show and tell in today's video. I feel like we've already filmed this car quite a few times before.
I think it's just very, what you see is what you get. There's only so much you can do.
Yeah.
Like I can say Gabby's wearing black today, but like how many, like.
But how am I wearing
Is she
black
wearing
today?
charcoal? Is she wearing charcoal with a
Is it
Aritzia
gunmetal?
thin belt with an antique brass buckle? Like, you know, at some points it, I don't know. I feel like I would get annoying listening to me say all of that. Got annoyed at myself saying it.
We got asked what colorways come, so maybe I'll just do a quick. Got the Snow White Pearl. This is probably reversed for you guys. Snow White Pearl, Steel Gray, Gravity Gray, Fusion Black, Neptune Blue, Lunar Orange, which looks red on here, but it is more orange in person, Dark Ocean Blue, and then Pluton Blue. So we got 3 blues. 3.
You need to go back to school.
Charlotte and I make fun of me for.
Gabby, I think one time she was like, there's 9.
There's-
I was like, girl, put a finger down.
But you know what? I say it with confidence, and that's okay.
Chris says most provinces, maybe all of them, have regulations against winter tinting for the front and side windows. Yeah, so there's regulations, but it's not it's not prohibited. Yeah. Yeah.
Come on.
So you can tint it legally to a certain percentage. If you want to do it over that, you know, what you do is what you do.
I think 30% is the max for the front windows, but the back windows, you do whatever you want. It is. It's
Yeah.
true.
It just sounds so funny. You do you, girl.
What was I going to say? SUVs, though, in Canada, all of them come with the second row, or if it's a third row vehicle, the third row as well. All the back windows are already tinted. So it's called a rear privacy glass.
A lot of people are giving their air freshener recommendations,
Oh,
and I
what
live
are
for
they saying?
that.
Because I can't
So,
get back into the video.
Scott gave a good recommendation. He said new air freshener scent that smells better than black ice is Febreze Auto Platinum Ice oil vent clip. Smells so good.
Yeah, I got to start buying those fancy air fresheners. I used to just buy the little trees, and then there'd be like a little tree graveyard.
Okay, tax bracket.
You know what? I'm gonna treat myself.
Okay, debt free.
Yeah, guys, I don't have a car payment anymore. Let's buy a nice air freshener.
UK, you can't tint the windscreens. You can do like, I mean, in Canada, you can do like an eyebrow.
Oh, Irish Spring soap as an air freshener. Oh my gosh.
I would buy that.
I love the smell of Irish Spring.
Gabby doesn't work in the finance department, at least. There you go.
Yeah, and thank goodness.
Yeah.
What else?
I don't know. It's great seeing so many people on today.
Yeah. Thank you guys for commenting your favorite air fresheners.
Yeah, that's so fun.
I like the fruity ones too sometimes. Like strawberry, when done right, is pretty nice.
Oh, the Chemical Guys strawberry one is really good. Yeah.
Oh, I used to have the Chemical Guys like spray air freshener and it was strawberry margarita.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
You're thinking about it now.
Yeah.
You're like,
I think I left that in my Forte when I sold it, so. Gabby,
Look at your iPad. She clicked out of
I
it.
can't get back into the video now. See?
Womp womp.
It's not working.
Womp womp. Well, Drift. Thanks, Jean.
Oh, the Drift air fresheners? My boyfriend did a promo for them.
Yeah.
It was interesting. Okay,
All right.
that's it.
I think on that note, continue to drop your air freshener recs down below. We will let you know. We'll rate them for you. Maybe we'll do that as a video.
Yeah.
We'll rate air fresheners for you. And on that note, Charlotte, did you have a big lunch today? I had the biggest lunch. I ate a child at 20 weeks gestation. Just kidding. I'm just really pregnant.
Halfway.
Halfway.
Okay.
Woo!
Bye.